What's going on, everybody? I am Rob Wilson of Artstellations, and welcome to Draw. Here we are. It is Monday, August 31st, 2022, and it is the last day of August. For those that know their zodiac signs, you already know next month's sign is already in play. So Leos have done their job for the month of August, late July. And I think we've paved the way for the next set of behaviors that are to come. Little inside joke with that. But yeah, it's Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Great. You know, I've had a great day. Hopefully you've had a great day as well. Got my butt kicked doing Beachbody on Demand, all that good stuff. And I've had the pleasure of being on a few live streams now of other channels, other YouTube channels, and I am extremely grateful and thankful for that. From 80s Made Consumer, I've been on their channel twice, Thursday and Saturday night, which has been great fun. And I also got a chance last night to be on JBot Art's Draw Stream channel, which was pretty cool, you know, to be able to be working on stuff. Hey, what's going on, 80s Made Consumer? How you doing, man? You know, good to see you. I understand, like, my streams are pretty random, so I don't have a set schedule yet. Sometimes I can schedule a stream ahead of time, but still working on getting that consistency. Eventually, it will come to pass. But yeah, to be able to draw with other artists, and that's our main reason. Okay, said music is too loud. Yeah, let me crank it down. Yeah, they be blasting. Try to get something going in the background when I'm working on art, you know. So yeah, to be able to work on art with other fellow artists, I find that as a true joy, and we get to talk about stuff as well. You know, it reminds me of my young days. As I've mentioned to Odin Dasco and JBot Art about you know, an old friend I had that we used to draw and watch anime together, you know, when we were kids, and create characters. And we got split up because, you know, my family household was Christian, his family household was Jehovah's Witness, and our dads clashed. And, you know, they basically told us each, you can't go over, you know, each other's house. You know, that is what we decree, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, it happens, unfortunately. But to be here now, you know what I'm saying, is awesome. And to be able to produce some work that people like, I'm always happy about that. Broken Compass Comics, what's up, man? Hail to the Broken Compass. You know, if you can't find your way, consult the dead. That's how I came up with that when I saw your logo. I love the logo. Broken Compass Comics is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I guess, oh yeah, that's James. Yeah. Mr. James. How is good old Canada doing this fair day? What's going on, JBot Art? How you doing, man? How you doing? Brothers 80, yep. Yes, indeed. That's how we rolling. Oh, did I loop? Yeah, I did. So, just a quick update on my, let me see. I got to make sure I put this up if I have already. On Sunday, I did get a chance to work on one of my designs that I did for someone before. And I'm going to go ahead and share that with you now. I think I showed the design of it before. So I'll do it in that order. design and then merchandise. Let's do it that way. Uh, so this was a design I was working on for a friend of mine, and we were both deployed and had a ball with it. It's pretty much done. It's just the pricing of the way he wanted the shirt design is too expensive. So we're going to try to do some kind of workaround with that. And yeah, so I managed to put it on my. So I'm hop on, but I'm at work. Hey, I understand, man. There have been a number of streams I've joined while I was at work, and sometimes I had to let it keep playing with no volume in order to keep tabs and then come back to my phone later. So yeah, that's the design that I made for my friend, and now available on Gumroad. It's just front design only, so it is available for sale at $25.50. Yes, I believe that is the price. The price is the price. Yep. So I got that design on shirts. Like I said, I had to. It's only on the front, and yes, it has some constraints because the prices for full design T-shirts are way more expensive. I'd have to sell them for like, $50 a pop, and that's not cool. So it's available on Gumroad right now. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description. Right here, in case anyone is interested. And it's in many different colors as well. Let's see. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. So, as I'm revamping and revitalizing my my online shirt store, I got all these different shirt size options, and then obviously I'll make a whole nother one for female sizes too, if that's your thing. But if not, hey, no harm, no foul. So let's go ahead and get things started. As I was mentioning too, I've had a great time on these streams that we're able to talk about things, and even with Alpha Proto, which I don't think he's Comicsgate. He's not a fan of the politics in things. But for the most part, with like 80s made consumer, they did Comicsgate, I did Comicsgate. It's a win-win. And, thick skin is natural for me. And I think the banter is great, I got to make sure I don't laugh myself out of my seat sometimes for those shows. And with J-Bar Art Stream, with Odin Dasco as well, we really got a chance to talk about some subjects that we're passionate about, especially with the comic book industry. So it was pretty awesome. And anybody that says Comicsgate is a hate group, I think y'all just hating on the group. That's all I see. So, yeah, there we go. And I have fun with the thumbnail I put together. It was a trip. Sorry I started yelling about Falcon Winter Soldier last night. Hey, trust me, bro. I know the feeling. It's like they pulled a total 180 compared to the last time we saw them together in Captain America Civil War. It was like, damn, what the hell are they doing? So, yeah, I can relate too easily. That's for sure. And I'm even wondering whether or not I should just watch the next episode of She-Hulk, because it's a bust, no question about it. The reviews and the impressions are in. It is a straight up bust. Like there's no doubt about that. And anyone that says otherwise, hey, you smoking that gamma ganja. In order to come to that kind of conclusion, you must have seen something entirely different because it's pretty unanimous the damage that's being done to the character. She-Hulk, Hulk, Abomination's supposed to be in it. Lord knows the anticipation of Daredevil in this soft, show will probably be pretty broken as well. I stay away from new stuff. Yeah, I know, man. That's the better way to do it. Me personally, I get nervous. It's risky if I watch something new. You know what I mean? That's why, like, on the most part, I'll have like old shows and Columbo or Matlock and stuff like that on, because the new stuff is crap, like straight out of the toilet. And it doesn't have to be that way, but clearly somebody didn't get the memo, and that's fine. You just won't watch it. It's that simple, So that's that. And I got a chance to test out some Halloween gear that I bought at the shop that just opened in my area, and I'm probably going to get like a fog machine this year. I never had a fog machine, so I'm going to try to have the most fun with that I can. And because last year Halloween, I was out of the country. The most I got to enjoy of it was putting up skeletons on the door of my barracks, that me and my roommate shared. And that was it. So I'm gonna maximize the most out of it this year. Watch probably every Friday the 13th except for the remake, and enjoy those campy horror films. So I'm a big sucker for horror, and horror is definitely a genre that has solidified itself in the 80s. Bro would be watching Thundercats with my kids before she goes to bed. Hey, that's the way to do it, man. The original Thundercats, it would have been so epic back in the 90s if they did a Thundercats and Silverhawks crossover, because it was basically, one team was on the ground, one team was space. Hawks versus cats. Cats normally catch birds, but hawks are kind of big, so it would have been interesting to see that happen. And that's one of the epiphanies, speaking of classic shows like that. One of the epiphanies that I had this week is that when you look at G.I. Joe, Duke, Flint, Lady J, Snake Eyes, all of them stand for freedom. Most of them they cleared their face of debris. You could identify them. But when you look at Cobra, most of the henchmen, the basic Cobra soldier, always wore a cloth mask. So I wonder, what does that say about society today? Are they pro-Cobra? Can it be? Just as Hydra has taken over part of history, according to Airman Zola, did Cobra win by filling the world full of masks? That was a little joking for myself. Physical media from before 2000s or nothing in my house. Nice. Hey, and that's a good discipline. Big respect for that, because you you control the nonsense from getting into your tube. It's often said that, in a way, the state, if they can get the child to watch the TV more than the parent spends time with the child, then the state has your child. So being able to make sure that, hey, kids are watching this, this is what's going on. Even if you have it on VHS, hey, they got to learn the value of rewind and being kind, Cobra at the grocery store right now. See, I might be on to something. Cobra among us. When you go to the grocery store, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. Sorry, I had to get a little bit of Morpheus fusion in that. But yeah, man, seeing the correlations between fiction and real life, it's amazing. I love it. That's why I tell people, although these may be unnecessarily tough times, because they don't really have to be that tough or difficult, it's an amazing time to be alive, because this is an era where strong men that may have chilled out for a while have to, endure these upcoming tough times and build that strong, society before, just like in the past. And hopefully we don't contribute too much to the weak men, because that's part of, in a way, who we're facing. Cobra! Let me stop. But yeah. So yeah, it is hard for me to watch new stuff. It really is. Now, as far as new stuff that I gotta give credit to, and I'm sure you guys probably heard plenty of praises from Nerdrotic about this, is The Northman. When I saw that was spot on. Amongst the level of kind of like 300, but not overly sensationalized in Zack Snyder fashion. The Northman was very simplistically great. Absolutely great performance. No doubt about it. It's one of the few things in this day and age that, can be said, hey, it was a good movie. It really allowed my mind to escape and enjoy the fiction with no beat you over the head messages. None of that. Never that. Never that. You know what I'm saying? So, on another note, my State of the Union of YouTube, or my State of YouTube address, partially, I will mention. It is clear that YouTube is overly concerned of the words of Scott Steiner, because apparently every time I play that Scott Steiner footage in on my streams, they automatically ban it from the Middle East. They'll be like, this may be deemed offensive. He's talking about people's wives. So I think for now I'm going to try to refrain from showing Scott Steiner. If I do, it's got to be a real fast clip. But I mean, I haven't been showing that much of it anyway, so it's tough. Excuse me. Even that, I'm a bit worried because every time something gets a lot of praise, it really is mediocre. Just know, or very little woke, I keep getting disappointed. Yeah, that is true. When you come across so much stuff that is overly, let's say, saturated with woke messages and SJW stuff, stuff that is mediocre tends to be better than what you would normally think of it. And I tried to test that theory with Supergirl, the old one, by Was it? What's her name? Helen Slater. Yeah, that was still just as bad as it was when it first came out. I thought there were some redeeming qualities. I was like, maybe this is better now. But yeah, that was still a tough one to watch. But I watched it again, and yeah, I wouldn't put myself through that again. But yeah, you're all right. 80s made, for example, you know, in this era, just not having the woke message is enough for the audience to say thank you, to a degree. But still has to be good quality. Can't just be, hey, we're just not putting this message out. You need good quality to go along with it. Because like even in the video game industry, it's such a shame that it's become the norm for an incomplete project to be sold, via retail value or online, um, for $60, and it's not even a complete game. By the time you get all the bells and whistles and all the additional stuff that they add to it, you spending like 120 on average. You know, that's a bad film, but I'll watch it from time to time. Yeah, it was a rough one, man. I was like, maybe this is better this time around because I watched it during deployment, and the same guy from Die Hard, the cocaine guy, he was kind of like the cannon fodder about stuff, and him being in love with Supergirl due to the spells and all that. It was a trip. Then you had a hint of Maximum Overdrive with the runaway construction vehicle. And I was like, wow. But, it was pretty much a Superman spinoff. So, he got his cameo in there. Christopher Reeves kept doing what he was doing elsewhere. But the classics, can't get away from them. I think the Runaway Dozer was hilarious. Yeah, because it like damn near destroyed a whole town. And then what's her name? I forgot her name. Farrah Fawcett, I think that was her. Dark Shadow Arise. I was like, oh my gosh. I miss Critters. I need to go back and watch Critters. That was a classic that I loved watching. And at one point, I think I was getting Critters confused with no, because wasn't the Undertaker? He was one of the bounty hunters for the Critters, and I know he was also in Suburban Commando, hunting down Ramsey, Hulk Hogan's character. I feel like Undertaker was a bounty hunter also in Critters, but I could be wrong. Critters is fun, but watch the stuff. It's bad, but great. I know, some stuff is so terrible. You can still get a good laugh out of it. You can pick stuff up out of the background, like with those with like the 80s classics and stuff like that in the early 90s. But like now, I mean, what was it? Somebody pointed out some prop material that was exposed during what was this show about Bubba Fett, I think. I guess that was the name of it. And freaking somebody called it out and they were pissed. They were like, you got Disney money. How is this acceptable? How are you getting away with this? Cover up the damn set. So compared to like the 80s, we were just like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Hilariously funny. But like with some of the stuff now, like folks will get on these new shows And then, of course, the easy rebuttal for these new shows is that, oh, it's the audience is insert racial expletives to try to say the fans are toxic and poisonous and all that stuff. Whereas like back in the 80s when we criticized stuff, directors and stuff like, well, that was what it was, maybe we messed up a little bit, but looking back on it, it's kind of funny, you know. So criticism has always been there for like stuff that we think could be better. But the way like Hollywood is reacting to it now, I don't think it's fair to start calling people, misogynist, bigots, and all that kind of stuff, just because they don't like the content you're putting out. That doesn't excuse a bad product. If the Toxic Avenger is still to this day a cult classic, something was done right, And the fact that Hollywood's having a tough time trying to be that creative like that now because they got to follow an agenda, that's their fault, And, in Eric July's case, when he talks about, Marvel is going to make me so much money because they keep failing. And when you fail like that, people will go elsewhere easily. Easily. Which, on the note of Eric July, man, so many people attacking him. I need a break, from all these grift soldiers that are accusing him of grifting when really they're probably the ones doing the grifting. Because you got to project grift, and just keep saying grift. And when you can't win in a debate against Eric July, make a video about him and just be like grift. He's doing the grift. This is the reason why he's grifting. Because I said he's grifting. While meanwhile, they're grifting on him. It's crazy. I think this shit's funny though. It's hilarious. Man, they were mad over Keaton casting in 1989 Batman. You can watch it on YouTube. Well, I believe it. And Keaton was confident, very confident about it. And he even stated on a late night show that the goal was to get Batman to merchandise, to advertise Batman merchandise. So, that stuff was everywhere. Batman bandages, Batman shoes, Batman backpacks, lunch pails, the whole nine. And if that was the one goal that DC or Warner Brothers had in mind to do that, they've definitely built up Batman tremendously. To the point now where, they want to tear him down. So that's the sad part about that. But Keaton was on a roll. He was kind of like the everyman before Tom Hanks was. Mr. Mom, Gun Ho. I love the movie Gun Ho because it showed partnership between not just co-workers in the United States, but a partnership between both Japan and United States manufacturing. Even though that was, I don't know how much money that movie made, that had a lot to say about the American spirit at the time. That, people can work together and actually, achieve a goal and, get stuff done. May not always agree, may be hard times, play some baseball or football to settle your differences and then, get back to work. Those kind of things are so important. Having that kind of sportsmanship and all that help make a lot of industries as good as they are now. Before, all the I'm offended by what he said. Oh my gosh, how dare you? You know, before that era took over. So, Michael Keaton, he was going to do what he was going to do. You know, um, kind of hard to keep him off of his path because in a way he was a little bit of a party animal, a little bit of a loose cannon, not to the level of like Belushi, uh, James Belushi and Jim from back in the day, or like Chris Farley. Nothing too extreme, but still, he's a trademark character. So I feel bad that he got dragged into the whole Flash movie because all he's basically doing is uplifting Ezra Miller's character, which is already done. I don't expect any sequels after that. I mean, he did make an appearance in, what was it? What was the name of that show? Peacemaker. So him, Jason Momoa, all them, which was pretty cool. John Cena still rocked the show. I thought it was funny. And ironically for me, the funniest thing about Peacemaker, that show, was Robert Patrick. He was pissed. He didn't give a damn. And I'm like, you know what? That should be there for a series. He was more interesting than Amanda Waller's daughter or niece or whatever she was. Way more interesting. And they gave her a lot of spotlight to build up her character. But I was like, nah, let's see some of that White Dragon. And I thought that was pretty entertaining. That's what I got out of it. But it took James Gunn to help steamroll that out. And he stayed on for the TV show. So it stayed to a level of some kind of continuity within the Suicide Squad and Justice League of things. So let's see. So, man, they were mad over Keaton cast in 1989. Let's look this up. Let me see. Damn. Oh, it's a lot. It's a hell of a lot. Who's the biggest? Which Batman kills the most, Keaton or Affleck? Oh my gosh. Madness. I tell you. Yeah, folks be hating. Hey, Anthony Savoy, what's up, man? I love what you're working on. Greatly appreciate it, sir. Trying to bring what I can to the forefront with my art and characters and all that great stuff. That's how we're trying to get it done. But yeah, I knew when I first watched Michael Keaton as Batman, I knew it was some kind of special to me because it had never been done before. The atmosphere was paved the way, for the character. We got to learn about Gotham and all that good stuff. And I watched that movie on VHS so many times as a kid. I rewind it. I would rush to rewind it just for the sake of watching it again, you know? And that was before I even knew who Harvey Dent was and Billy D. Williams playing the character. So, folks crying about diversity. Hey, you had Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent way back then. Did y'all say anything about that? Nope. Nope. So, don't start screaming about diversity now because it's already been happening. And again, love female leads when it makes sense. You know, I know a lot of people didn't like the 5 or 6 movies of Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich. That was a lot of years of kicking butt, though. You know, I'm not sure how much of her own stunt she's done, but she's been doing that stuff for a hot minute. You know, that's a lot of fighting. You know. So I give her credit on that. And if it wouldn't have been her, it would have been Joe Valentine or Claire Redfield, which they introduced later. You know, just kind of throw the whole Resident Evil lore behind. And then for some reason, they made it even worse. They made it even worse than before with that Netflix TV show, Blade Wesker. I definitely will love seeing you draw my characters, and Jack Nicholson was a good Joker too. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Good old Jack. Paved the way. You know, I would love to do a piece of fan art of Jack Nicholson as Wolverine. I mean, he's played the Wolfman before, so figured that would be right up his alley. If you catch my drift. See, this one's kind of difficult. I'm trying to get a good reflective angle on it. That works. That's the hard part with some of these angles and knee pads and metallic surfaces. Trying to get the highlight just right. But I'm learning. That's why I'm here. Trying to make it happen. So yeah, definitely let me know, 80s Mate, if you know, for the next stream you guys are going to be doing. I'd love to come back and, you know, have some fun. Have a lot of fun. Talk my crazy madness. And I'm excited to see what other guests you'll have on as well. You know, what new books you'll be promoting. And get that out there. In fact, excuse me, I keep having these sniffles. I guess the weather changing, that kind of happens. Here. So you got, is this still active? I think is this already? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still active. All right. So I'm going to put some promotional stuff in the chat. Feel free to share it by all means. Okay. Thanks. Let me see. Who's going to play the next Wolverine, maybe? I don't know. It probably will be somebody that we didn't ask for. You know. I'll send the link for Saturday for sure. Okay. Much appreciated. So yeah, I'm putting some links in the chat that I have some stuff that I've supported, and I definitely want to share it with others. All of you listeners and those who managed to stop on by to enjoy this fine stream on Hump Day. So yeah, definitely be sure to back these Indiegogos that are live. You got Do You See What I See? And also Magnificent Bastards. I'm trying to find... Odin Dasco had a... here, I'm going to have to find it this way. Odin Dasco had a mailing list that he just started for upcoming campaign. So, trying to find that right now. Unconditional Shove Volume 1. Okay, here we go. So, that is also put in the chat right now. Be sure to check out those on Indiegogo Up and Coming. And some are currently active. Check them out today. So that's Unconditional Shove Volume 1. Subscribe to the mailing list for updates. Magnificent Bastards, which is active right now, and Do You See What I See, which is active as well. Be sure to back those and check them out. As I love to promote and share with other fellow artists and people that have content coming out, I will gladly share it in this great community of Comicsgate. This is what we do. As I am still learning as well. And what a great ride it is. You know, with the way, I wanted to definitely say with the way that, what's his name? Eric July, the way he's being constantly nagged and accused of grifting, you know, he's like grift master extraordinaire, according to the people attacking him. I'm surprised they haven't came up with a January 6th committee for him. You know, Liz Cheney started being on the committee and freaking talking about, today you will find that the evidence we present on Eric July proves that he had no intent on having a good comic, you know, whatever nonsense they can come up with. But on the subject of grifting, like, good grief. I think for the most part, people know who the real grifters are. You know, like, was it Darkside Phil and, you know, the usual folks. I don't normally keep up with them because I'm busy getting stuff done, trying to learn in the process. So it's pretty fun to see people in a panic for something that's organically happening, and people want to change the perception on that as if it's not real. That really shows that having an imagination is great, but when you start thinking that your understanding of imagination should be reality for other people, you done lost it. You already gone. One that flew over the cuckoo's nest. Goodbye. You know? Absolute madness. So, definitely let me know if, on another subject, with Halloween coming up, what kind of plans do you have? Do you plan on having like a special theme in particular for this year? Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, take your pick. Do you have an area in which you can do kind of like an escape room or horror house? That kind of thing. I'm sure people do that every year, but I'm excited to see if there are any new adventures or maybe ones I haven't heard of that people do for Halloween. I know when Halloween hits, I'm probably gonna get YouTube strike because I'll probably put Michael Jackson's Thriller in one of my thumbnails. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. But yeah, as this stream gradually comes to an end, I'd like to thank everyone that stopped by. Anthony Savoy, 80s Made Consumer, J-Bot Art, James. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Broken Compass Comics. Indeed. I think I've shared all I have for today. Also, this piece that I'm working on is actually available right now to my Patreon subscribers. And I only have 2 tiers. You can see all the development, all the concept art and all that stuff available as progress is made for Virgin Kill Paradox. But right now they have access to this current project that I'm working on. Oh shoot. So if you'd like to get the inside scoop on a lot of this, become a patron. You know, I got a $1, $5 tier. I mean, I pretty much, treat them the same so people don't really get. If you pledge, you'll get exclusive content. If you watch, you'll see pretty much what's going on YouTube. So hopefully I may get enough, subscribers. If you hit the follow, that I can get to the point where I do memberships. So hopefully the whole month is horror movie binge watch. Nice. That's what I'm talking about right there. Catch you later. All right, you take care, 80s Main Consumer. I'll probably try to check out you guys stream on Thursday when I have time. And like I said, excited to see who might pop up and what new work is being done and promoted, and see the action on Saturday night. Shotgun Saturday night. I thought WWE was pretty funny when they came up with that. You can always text me or work. That I can, Anthony Savoy, but that would defeat the purpose of people that subscribe and pay money to support my work. I want to be fair to them, of course, because that's what they pay for. So five minutes left. Yeah, I think tonight's a DJ Miss Shelton night, so I'll be tuning into that with her stream on Twitch. Awesome times, fun times. Big EDM fan and 80s music fan, so it's right up my alley. Oh, also, if you get the chance to check out Tekken Bloodline, if you have it on Netflix. Ooh, Tekken on Netflix. Is that animated or is that live action? Anthony? That's a tough call right now because Netflix be making some shite when it comes to live action anime adaptations. Some people like it, but normally I don't. But you know what I would recommend from Netflix? Gantz. Oh, on Netflix. 3D animated movie. Absolutely phenomenal. It rivals the special effects, action scene, and level of Final Fantasy Avid Children. Like, that's no bull neither. That bad boy is legit. Hmm. Okay. See, one thing, once I get to the point where I just do the inks, at least via digital, of course, I just kind of freestyle it from there. And I don't really rely entirely on my blue lines at this point because I know what works and what improvements I could probably make in the process as I'm cleaning up with a lot of this. All right, so that's all the time I got for today. I got to get back to script writing. Again, shout out to everybody that stopped on by. It's animated, but you might like it. All right, I'll check it out. Excuse me, I'll give it about 10 minutes, see where it's going from there. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Like I said, it was only going to be a quick 1 hour stream, and it was my opportunity to test out some Halloween gear that I picked up today and put it to work for some interesting videos and thumbnails and stuff. Yeah, that's all I got. So y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. May it be as wonderful and kind as this 1 hour stream has been today. And remember to keep it omni, and God bless America because we really, really do need it. Oh, yeah. And by the way, don't be a grifter. If you're spending more time talking about Eric July and the what ifs, maybes, and mights and all that, and not supporting this product, you too might just be a grifter. So, in that case, peace out.